You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. I'm telling you right now, if they don't use the power, people are going to be pissed off. They're going to say, I'm not going to go out there and bust my ass to get you elected if you're not going to do anything with it. And so they better wield that damn power.
Absolutely. I mean, it's time. The time for excuses is over. We don't want to hear that shit about the filibusters. Old news. We played it out during the Obama administration. Now y'all have all three chambers, or we have the House, the Senate, and you have the White House. Get it done. Period. Because we saw the ruthlessness that Republicans operate, and Democrats need to step it up. The time for excuses is just over. It's played out, and people are sick of it. And like Eric Berman just said, there was no asterisk when they made all these big promises. I saw today Chuck Schumer, majority leader, now I guess finally majority leader, that if they've passed the organizing resolution, is sitting up there talking about hashtag cancel student debt, hashtag pass the Voting Rights Act. How about that? You got more pressing issues to worry about. He's sitting up there trying to press, President Biden and Vice President Harris on executive orders to cancel student loan debt, and you ain't barely got nothing going in the Congress yet, in the Senate. So I, for one, am not going to be sympathetic to, nor am I going to be sitting up there trying to bust my ass, trying to convince people and arm twist them to vote in 2022 if Democrats sit up there and fumble the ball for the next 2 years.
Look, bottom line here, Erica, is, look, you have to get gangster. Simple as that. President Barack Obama played nice with Republicans, and they got screwed over and over and over and over again. They got screwed on judges. They got screwed on nominees. They got screwed on Merrick Garland. And that's why you would think that the Biden folks and even a lot of his staff, they say, oh, we've learned our lesson. We ain't playing that game this time around. You have to drive the agenda. And here's the other deal that I don't get. Well, if we change the filibuster, they might do when they get power. They have and they will. So if you want to guarantee you don't have power, play that game and see what happens. Erica?
Oh, hi. Sorry, they were talking in my ear, but yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. And, as we talk about these issues, and you talked about all the folks that brave conditions in order to go out and make sure that there was power in the hands of Democrat for both the House, the Senate, and in the presidency, we have to remember and think about that this is the part of the engaged citizenry that needs to be activated and continue to push. Because when we think about what Senate Republicans did during 2020, they made sure that their homeboy was acquitted in 2020. That happened at the top of 2020. They also made sure that everyone in the United States and the globe knew that the co-equal branch of government was corporations. And so because they made sure that that fact was known, they made sure that they confirmed judges all throughout 2020, and that the COVID relief that the House passed in May of 2020, that it stayed in the House. Republicans made sure that Americans stayed hungry. They made sure that uninsured unemployment benefits did not continue. They did not do anything effectively to ensure that the Republic went forward. So I think at this point, it is really incumbent on the people that did engage in the vote to make sure that their voices are again raised to let Democrats know, make shit happen. That's just where we are. There is no left or right. We can't turn around and go back. This is exactly what they were elected to do. They are taxpayer-funded elected people. We hired them to do a job. And this job is to make sure that folks have money in their pockets, that they're doing well in this pandemic, in these number of crises that they're facing, and that they should be held to that standard.
Greg, here's what is amazing here. The filibuster is not in the United States Constitution. It is a rule. It is a rule that they created. And it was a rule that was frankly installed by racists. Racists installed it to stop black folks from having rights. So this is an example of Democrats today, Manchin, Seminole, whatever her name is, and these other people, they are literally defending a Jim Crow tactic.
Yeah, they are rolling it as well. They should. They're soft white nationalists, and they know the people that will return them to their elective office are white nationalists. You know, in some ways, in deeper structural ways, this should be seen as an encouraging development. The white nationalists are going to break this system. It probably has to be broken. So when we hear the assertion that we are defending democracy, you know, we shouldn't say that. Not if we have any sense of history. This was inevitable. It was predictable. What we knew what was going to happen, we knew that white nationalists would eventually engage in their last stand. We didn't, you know, we couldn't have predicted necessarily the conflagration points, the 2016 to 2020 presidency of Donald Trump, the riot at the Capitol, the white riot. But we certainly know that the restriction of voting rights is consistent. That's why folks who thought that Brad Raffensperger was some kind of hero certainly were doing that ahistorically. He is, of course, lined up with the white nationalists in Georgia, from Hancock County to the commission they've now put together, this Georgia State Commission, and he's supporting rolling back rights. So, yeah, of course, we knew Joe Manchin. We've been saying it longer than anybody else. I mean, it's commercial white-facing news entertainment media trying to act like there's some mystery to this. No, we all knew it was going to happen. That hasn't been said. It's time to break their backs, break their entire backs. What does that mean? I'm encouraged by the fact that Vice President Harris went to West Virginia and gave a talk in West Virginia. Joe's a little mad. Big boy, your back can be broken, and it needs to break, because them coal mining jobs ain't coming back, and them people down there suffering that you're willing to give $11 an hour but not 15, as if that's the difference. They need to rise up and break your political back. But since we're in this moment, and the John Lewis Act has been passed by Congress, and of course, the white nationalists out of Kentucky put in his back pocket. You know, don't even stop with that. Go to the For the People Act. Because, see, the For the People Act, which also passed Congress, would require every state to provide online, automatic, and same-day registration in federal elections, ensure at least 15 days of in-person early voting. That legislation was passed, too. So, Chuck, who's going to be primaried and hopefully drilled out of the United States Senate in a couple of years, it's time now to be a man and to either stand up for our common humanity or accelerate what was going to happen anyway, Roland. They were going to break this system because it's the only way they think that they can preserve their white nationalist interests. So
And this is where the pressure has to be put on them. This is where it has to be constant pressure. This is where folks should be mobilizing, pushing them. So here's the deal. It's a perfect example. Democrats are in control of the United States Senate. Where's the first bill? See, this whole deal that you got to wait, well, we got to do COVID first. I'm just trying to understand, like, literally right now, I've got 5 projects going on at one time. Like, I literally can't afford to go, no. I got to do this one, then I'm going to get to the other 4. No, I got to do all these right now. And so I don't understand with staff and all this sort of stuff why you cannot have multiple bills operating at one time. It should simply be COVID bill, John Lewis bill, George Floyd Justice Act bill. Those should be the first 3 bills passed by Congress in the first 30 days. I'm just trying to understand, like, what the hell are you waiting on? Let's be real clear. The Democrats are not going to get 10 Republican votes, Irisi. It's not going to happen. Right. There are no 10 Republican votes on any of those bills to get. None. You can try all you want to. Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Mitt Romney. You could say Pat Toomey's retiring. You ain't getting 10. So what you gonna do?
No. That is the damn question. I mean, they just barely got the organizing resolution passed. So now you have the Democrats who are controlling the committees. What's the holdup? I don't get it. I know people are going to say, oh, it's only been so many days. Oh, it's only been so many weeks. All of these things have been in the Congress before. These are not brand new solutions. They're solutions that passed already in the House. Put it back on the floor. Get it going through committees. I don't understand what the holdup is. I mean, there needs to be a lot of urgency about all of these matters. And I'm just really kind of dumbfounded here as to what the strategy is. Because just talking about COVID, okay, that's fine. But that's not stopping you from doing anything else. And if the Republicans are going to filibuster it, put it on the damn floor and let them filibuster it, and then you get rid of the filibuster. But it just seems to me like people are trying to, or the Senate Democrats are trying to wait for the right moment or something. They should have put DC statehood up there. They should have put this, like you said, John Lewis Voting Rights Act, For the People Act, and the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Those are no-brainers right off the top. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but you have the momentum. Yes, you're going to have the impeachment trial coming up, whatever with that. But I don't get it. It just seems really weak to me.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.